Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for an informative and exciting Regent Seven Seas Cruises webinar. My name is Johanna de Guzman. I am the Manager, Industry Relations, North American Travel Trade Membership here at CLIA, and I'm just going to quickly go through some housekeeping before introducing our presenters. The webinar will run for about 40 to 45 minutes with time for questions at the end. Please feel free to type your questions into the questions module of the webinar, and we will get to them at the conclusion of the presentation. This webinar is going to be recorded and will be posted on CLIA's YouTube channel, CLIA Global. And with that, it is my pleasure to introduce our presenters, Brenna Abels, to discover why Regent is an unrivaled experience.
Thank you so. Oh, go ahead.
Brenna Abels, Director of Trade Management, has worked for Regent Seven Seas Cruises for 13 years. She has worked alongside reservations, operations, national accounts, strategic accounts, field sales, business development, and sales operations. Brenna is passionate about the unrivaled experiences that Regent brings to guests around the world, and she is equally passionate about making sure the travel advisor community has all the tools they need to showcase what an incredible product Regent Seven Seas truly is.
Thank you so much. And sorry, I did not mean to interrupt you there. Thank you so much, Joe. I'm very excited to be on here with all of you. Hello, CLIA advisors. I'm always so excited to showcase our brand every time here. And I always try and give you something a little bit new, what's to come with Regent, as well as a little bit of 101 for those of you that are maybe unfamiliar for Regent and looking to maybe upgrade your clients, your existing clients that are looking to kind of upgrade their vacation styles a little bit. I would like to start off the broadcast a little bit with our brand new brand video that showcases Regent a little bit before I get started. I always like to, I know my voice is great for you guys to hear, but might as well spice it up with a little bit of someone else's voice. So without further ado, let me go ahead and share this very short video.
Regent Seven Seas Cruises delivers an unrivaled experience that goes beyond all-inclusive. With every luxury included and personalized service that attends to every detail, from Epicurean perfection to unrivaled space at sea. Immersing our guests in over 500 of the most magnificent destinations around the globe. From the unrivaled comfort and space of the world's most luxurious fleet. Join us and enjoy an unrivaled experience.
Yeah, so that is a little bit of our brand video of what Regent Seven Seas Cruises truly encapsulates. And for those of you that are familiar, I hope that you agree. And a few of those phrases that you heard there, we're going to go over some of those campaigns, such as Unrivaled Space at Sea and Epicurean Perfection, which are definitely a few of our brand pillars that I'm sure many of you are also familiar with. So we try and explain like what really truly sets us apart from the rest, right? And so the 5 pillars that you see here, we try and grow every single launch, every single year. We try and curate it even better than the year before. Starting with immersive exploration, whether it's pre and post land programs, overland programs, pre-hotels, or even the fact that we have over 2,000 shore excursion experiences that are complimentary in over 500 different destinations, right? Just having that completely all-inclusive value with Regent is really what sets us apart, and we try to immerse your clients in all of those places. Luxurious suites, just that incredible amount of space that your clients get to just relax in the destination and not have to be feeling that they're having to share space with thousands and thousands of people. With Regent Seven Seas Cruises, where very mid-size luxury pointed vessels, and the space to guest ratio is just unmatched. The impeccable service, our staff and crew on board is really the beating heart of Regent, and what I would argue is the most important pillar of all. But we are going to dive in a little bit into each one of these today, and of course our exquisite cuisine and our culinary programs that we offer, not just immersing themselves visually in the destinations, but also all of the senses, right? So taste is certainly very important there, and then every luxury included. Now, this is truly the defining moment, right? And there's really no hidden asterisks here, as far as the shore excursions are included, but you only get one, in each port of call that you can choose from. And that's not the case with Regent. We have so many to choose from in each port of call, sometimes 15, 20 different active levels of shore excursions that are completely included in the cruise fare. So I always like to point that out. But even just starting with business class air on intercontinental flights included in the cruise fare, and yes, that's right, I said business class air is included in the cruise fare. You can always take that off and get a credit against the cruise fare, but it is included. So it's over the water portion only is what's guaranteed. We do try and elevate the other parts of the air, but the over the water portion is guaranteed to be business class air. And then if it's an Alaska, Canada, New England, or Caribbean departure, there is economy class air that's included for those departures. The shore excursions I pointed on, and then pre and post land programs. In some of our exotic locations, most of those itineraries include a pre or post that's included in the cruise fare. Again, you can remove that and get a credit, but the value of having 2 or 3 nights pre or post and immersing yourself in that destination is insane compared to what the credit would be to be given your clients, but that is an option. A pre-cruise hotel night for concierge and above. Now, I do have to mention that all of our ships are 100% suite, and 5 of the 6 vessels are 100% balcony. So the concierge and above is the majority of our suites on board, and that includes that one night, just to guarantee your clients are going to get there on time, kind of adjust themselves so that they're in that time zone a little bit so they can truly enjoy and get started with their vacation. Unlimited beverages, including fine wines and premium spirits, right? So Grey Goose, that's going to be our Barwell, right? So your clients have such a variety of fine wines and spirits to choose from, as well as sodas and different kinds of sparkling and still water on board as well. Open bars and lounges, plus an in-suite mini bar replenished daily, and that's in every single suite. They have that. That's not just a certain category and above. That's every single suite has a mini bar replenished daily with different types of waters, beers, juices that they prefer. Prepaid gratuities, specialty restaurants, the transfers, right? Let's wrap this whole amazing vacation in with a bow and have those transfers included as well. Unlimited Wi-Fi, and one of my favorite things that we added during the pandemic is the valet laundry service. So you're in the middle of your vacation and you're starting to run out of clothes, putting that in a bag to be returned to you that evening or the next morning in this almost like a gift box with tissue paper and a stamp and a Regent stamp on it. It almost looks like somebody gave you a Bon Voyage gift, and then you open it up and it's your all of your clothes that have been folded so pristinely in this box. It's such a gift, such an added, it's all in the details. It's all the little things that really make Regent that incredible experience for your clients. Now, I know, I'm a salesperson, right? So I'm telling you all about Regent, but I always like to highlight you, right? The advisors. And this is a comment that one of our advisors, Randy Power with the Power Group, had mentioned about Regent, and what an incredible gift it is for his clients, but also for him. He loves to sail on us as well. And he says, as a travel agent, I promote Regent more than any other luxury cruise line. They are the only ones to offer everything before, during, and after the cruise. Every stateroom is a suite. Air to and from the ship is included, along with the hotel the night before, all shore excursions, gratuities, and spectacular drinks. It's really hard to buy anything on board after you book your cruise. About the only exceptions I can think of are the casino and the gift shops. But other than that, you're served by well-trained staff, eat delicious food, and expertly mixed cocktails and world-class wines. Plenty of space everywhere to luxuriate as much as you want or participate in any number of activities if you like. This is your vacation, and Regent never forgets that. I've been twice, and I can't wait to sail again. So, Randy, thank you so much for that comment, and I couldn't agree with you more. I just returned off of Seven Seas Explorer in Alaska, and it was absolutely stunning. I've never been to Alaska, and just the majestic space up there and all of the animals, it was just amazing. And to be on Seven Seas Explorer, which is known to be the most luxurious ship ever built, just that diamond up there cruising Alaska for her very first Alaska season. I was just so blessed to be, a part of that this year. So I'll talk a little bit more about my experience here in a little bit. So now I've kind of talked about like what's all included, right? So I'm going to jump right into the value. And again, many of you that are familiar with our brand will see our value comparisons. And so I always like to just highlight it, even just briefly, so you guys see this amazing tool to showcase to your clients. We have flyers and these slides on the website. You're more than welcome to download them or reach out to your sales representative to get any type of toolkits that you're looking for. But, again, just showcasing all of the inclusions, right? So it is a higher price point, as it should, right? But then just breaking it down for your clients that, okay, if your clients are maybe traveling on a vacation that starts at $5,500, right, per person, okay, that's not small pennies, right? That's still expensive. But to jump up to a $13,500 vacation seems insane. But you don't have the flights included yet. You don't have the shore experiences included yet. And that alone brings it up to about the same price point, right? But you're getting that white glove service. You're not getting nickeled and dimed when you're on your vacation stressing out. I already paid for my vacation. Why am I, spending all this extra money? And at the time, it seems great because you're in the moment and whatnot. But then when you get the bill a month later, it's not as fun. So this kind of showcases to your clients, that, hey, it is something that you're going to be paying for anyways, so why not get that luxury feeling and try Regent for the first time? Recently, we did a comparison with hotels too, right? Because I know that your clients sometimes like to do FIT programs. They like to fly somewhere, immerse themselves in a city for a couple of days, and then take a train to another village and whatnot. But how about for some of those clients that enjoy that type of experience, showcasing that, hey, you could be saving money, unpacking once, and waking up every single morning, opening up your beautiful balcony and seeing the beautiful Mediterranean Sea, and waking up in a different country every day, or a different city, a different port of call, and just showcasing what's all included with Regent. It's a great way to taste an area of the world, right? So that you can immerse yourself later if you wish. Right, so we do have these flyers available for you as well. So one of the things that I always get after we do these webcasts, and I talk about, the different tools that we have on our website, and then people, are just like, I really wish that you would have shown more on the suites, the public areas. I want to see your ships. As if I'm going on a ship tour, because I just don't get the chance to see these suites during these webinars. So I wanted to showcase a few of the pictures, so I'll go through them a little quickly. But just to overview, we have 6 luxury pointed vessels. 5 are in the water right now, and our Seven Seas Grandeur is coming in November, just a few months away. We're so excited. So we'll be christening her here in Miami in December. But the rest of our luxury fleet, again, with the exception of our most intimate ship, the Seven Seas Navigator, we are 100% balcony. And no matter what, we're 100% suite. But that Navigator does have a few select picture window suites, but absolutely 0 inside cabins, right? So we're 100% suite. Luxury pointed, all marble pointed bathrooms, separate sitting area, entry level, right? So you're walking entry level is a 300 square foot suite with a 50 square foot balcony, and nothing smaller than that, right? Walk-in closets. It's absolutely amazing, the space that your clients are going to have when they are on Regent Seven Seas cruises. Why not start with the best, right? The newest, the shiniest penny, which is the Seven Seas Grandeur. And right here you'll see an image of what our flagship restaurant will look like, Compass Rose, and again, arriving in just a few months. So she is going to very well match Seven Seas Explorer and Splendor, which is the Explorer class ships. As far as the deck plan, the color scheme is going to look completely different. The personality is going to be completely different. Her tagline is heritage of perfection, which means basically that last year we celebrated our 30th anniversary of being a cruise line. And so this ship is really going to encapsulate all of the ship's personalities. You know, it is truly a heritage, a journey that we've been on. And so perfection is what we strive for. So that is her tagline. The crew to guest ratio is almost a 1-to-1, and the guest capacity is no more than 750 guests, which matches the other two ships in her part of the fleet. So as you can take a look, if you are familiar with Seven Seas Splendor, that staircase looks pretty familiar. But again, the tones are just slightly different, right? So it's a little bit more earthier, lighter gold. It kind of combines the masculine and of the masculinity of the Explorer and the femininity of the Splendor together, right? So it's just a kind of a mixture of the two. We do have a culinary arts kitchen on our Explorer class ships, the 3 vessels, 18 stainless steel cooktop stations that are available for cooking classes for additional cost, but not much, $89 per person, and so worth it. 2 full hours of learning how to cook dishes, having wine pairings during, having discussions, different techniques on how to cut things, cook things, learning so much. When I was on Explorer, I had the opportunity to take 1 cooking class, and then also I did an Epicurean tour, which I'll get into here in a little bit, of the different types of tours that we offer. And then it ended with a cooking class again. So I got the chance to be in this kitchen a couple of times on my cruise, which was fantastic. We do have a library on every single ship, and it is such a fantastic place to just unwind for an hour or two, at least once while you're on vacation. It's tough. I've always wanted to bring my book in here and just read and just feel just the warmth and the serenity of just like quiet, you know, being in this library is just gorgeous, right? I never made it in there once. I couldn't believe it, but you know, it was a very short cruise, but we toured it and then I never went in there. So I need to next time make it a point to go in there. But here's some suites, right? You want to see what, you know, what does the decor look like? What direction do the beds face? How big are the balconies? You know, so with our Seven Seas Grandeur, the Grand Suite is one of my favorite suites. You know, we're looking at 1,200 to 1,800 square feet, including a 200 to almost 1,000 square foot balcony, depending on the location of the suite. It is 1 bedroom and 2 bathrooms for the Grand Suite. Grandeur Suite, so we have a suite on every ship that's named the name of the ship, right? So this is a Grandeur Suite. We're slowly coming down in square footage here. And the Grandeur Suite is just less than 1,000 square feet with almost a 300 square foot balcony. Our Seven Seas Suite, we have one of those in all of our ships as well, is again not much less, right? We're 814 square feet with a 230 square foot balcony, so still is a very large suite for your clients. Penthouse. I love this suite because it has this wall that defines the living space from the bedroom still. We are coming down to anywhere between 550 to 650 square feet with almost a 200 square foot balcony. So still a ton of balcony space. We do have the largest balconies at sea for any cruise line. So as you can tell with these numbers, that there's a reason for that. But I love that it has this defining wall. There's a TV on both sides, right? So for the bedroom and for the living room, and there's sliding floating walls there, right? So you can completely close those out if you want space while someone is taking a nap, and you can be in the living room watching your favorite show. And then this is the deluxe suite. So this is very entry level right here. And we're looking, it's actually more of a superior suite is kind of how the bed is facing out towards the water. We're looking at about 450 square feet with still like almost up to 132 square foot balcony. Balconies are huge. Walk-in closets, again, marble pointed bathrooms. It's just, entry level. I mean, stunning, right? I could definitely live in this suite. The restaurants have their own personality as well. This is the Prime 7 Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. There is one of these on every single one of our vessels. It is you do need a reservation to get in here, but completely included, right? And this is the Seven Seas Grandeur, right? And there's more leather in here, which makes sense. It's a steakhouse, but also we're redefining how it looks. So we're bringing in kind of a 1920s industrial New York look to it, right? We're bringing in rail car travel. That's kind of what it feels like when you're sitting here having your prime rib or your filet mignon or your lobster. And there's going to be belts, like leather belts embedded in the walls. There's going to be leather suitcases embedded in the walls. There's going to be pictures of New York skyline. It's going to be beautiful, and I can't wait to see it in person here in a couple months. Observation lounge. This is one of my favorite lounges. It's huge. There's so many places to tuck away in this lounge. It faces forward, so it's just got this massive wraparound floor-to-ceiling window that goes all the way around it. You can tuck away near the windows, and there's these enclaves with hidden walls, right? So you can kind of dive and tuck away and have your own private conversations, or come towards the center there with that beautiful crystal chandelier above the piano, and be more in like what's, the music that's playing, right? And be more active in the entertainment that's happening in that lounge. But it's absolutely stunning, beautiful way to, when you're leaving different ports or the sail away on the first night, it's a great way to hang out and watch the ocean go by. Very exciting. We are partnering with Fabergé, the House of Fabergé, for Seven Seas Grandeur, and we will have the first ever installment of a Fabergé egg permanently on a ship ever. So we will be showcasing that beautiful egg when we christen her here in a couple months in December. So more to come on that. I know that they are releasing information monthly on this partnership, so very excited to see that come through. And then, of course, why does Grandeur? So let's take a look at some of the other personalities of the ships, right? Again, Grand Suite, my favorite. Splendor and Explorer have this pop of emerald in this suite that I am just in love with. So the Grand Suite, every time, if you are ever having the chance to do a ship tour on the Explorer class suites, the Grand Suite is Brenna's favorite. So you can always remember that. The coffee connection. So now we're going to Seven Seas Splendor. You see how it's almost like more of a feminine touch, right? So although the deck plan is the same, now we're seeing more rose gold, we're seeing more pinks and blues. Explorer, more of the masculine, right? So this is the Compass Rose flagship restaurant, open dining, still 5-course meals, absolutely stunning. Voyager suite on our Seven Seas Voyager, lots of space there, a beautiful suite to pick for your clients. Seven Seas suite on our Seven Seas Mariner, again, a ton of space. Coffee connection on every single ship, right? So this is the Mariner, but we do have a coffee connection on every ship where you can pop by, have some continental Danishes, they have the most amazing coffee. I'm a latte freak, so I always have to have a latte in the morning, but they have it's almost like cocktails, and they do have cocktails. They have specialty coffees that they can curate for you with a little Bailey's, a little bit of Frangelico, whatever your heart's desire. La Veranda is again open dining, breakfast and lunch daily, and then it turns into Seti Mare, our Italian restaurant, completely open dining as well in the evenings. It does go off of the back of the ship as well, and it's kind of al fresco, and there's some open air dining off the back of the ship, which is a stunning place to have dinner as you're leaving port of call one of those nights. Grand Suite on our Seven Seas Navigator. See, like, the different colors. It's a little bit different on every single ship, but still stunning. And Compass Rose on our Seven Seas Navigator, a little bit more intimate, right? That's our smaller ship, 490 guests, but still beautiful. And then our library on our intimate Seven Seas Navigator as well. This is always a fun picture to just showcase our mid-sized ships compared to the mega, floating cities out there. Again, Seven Seas Explorer, I had a similar experience when we were in Alaska just a few weeks ago, and just, parking right next to a bigger ship, and just, feeling so grateful and thankful and blessed that we have all this space on this 55,000 square ton vessel. There's so much space, but it's still intimate, And we do have flyers that kind of showcase the space as well. So if that is something that might, make the light bulb go off for your clients, this is a great flyer or slide to showcase. Again, just taking a look at how many suites, how many guests versus, a premium cruise line. Yeah, just taking a look. We're basically half the space, but a fourth of the guests, right? So you're getting twice the space by coming over to luxury. And again, what you saw with the value comparison slide, you're not paying that much more for that experience, right? So it's good to showcase that for your clients. So while you're on the ships, right, we talked about immersing yourselves in the destinations, but how about immersing yourself on the ship? I have to tell you, there is so much going on the ship all the time, whether you're in port or it's a sea day. And by the way, port intensive itineraries are exhausting. And one of these days, I can't wait to try out a transatlantic voyage, because the sea days are the best. And there's so much going on at the same time. So it's not like everyone on the ship is doing the same thing. There's so much to do, and you have to make some pretty good decisions on what you're going to spend your time on doing. So I wanted to go through a few examples of what that might look like, right? So evening and daytime, there's so much going on. During the daytime, if it's nice out, we had a couple of beautiful days in Alaska, and just spending time walking around the jogging track at the putt-putt golf. We have, for any of you that like pickleball, on the Explorer class ships, we have this exact size specifications court for pickleball on the Explorer class ships, the exact size. And then we do have pickleball on the other ships as well, but like quite literally, the Explorer class ships were built with that pickleball court, and it was a huge hit on the last ship tour that I showcased the Explorer. We have a jigsaw puzzle on every single ship next to the coffee connection. So as you're passing by for breakfast or for dinner, you have to, do your little part to put a little piece of the jigsaw puzzle in. We do have spa and wellness on board, our Serene Spa and Wellness Center, which is in coordination with our beautiful gyms on board as well. So we do have personal trainers, classes, or just go on your own, or don't go at all like me and just go get a spa treatment, if you will. On our Explorer class ships, we do have an infinity pool off the back of the ship that is completely open. That's the secret. It's, people think that they have to have a spa treatment to go back on this infinity pool, which is gorgeous, but you don't need that. So you can just walk on back there. So, and usually because nobody knows about it, it's kind of intimate back there. So it's a great place to kind of hide away. Culinary Arts Kitchen, I kind of mentioned that before, with the 18 cooktops, and we do have a youth program. So although we don't have a lot of kids on board, we don't have the slides, you know, you're not going to get really bothered by the kids. In the summer times, we have multi-gen groups coming on. So ages 5 to 17, they break them up into age groups and do activities. And so there was quite a few kids on board the Alaska cruise that I was on. Again, not too many. They were all very well behaved, but it was kind of cool to see them walking around in the groups and their different age groups, and they do like specialized breakfasts, you know, well, they'll, you know, make pancakes, and they'll do all sorts of different activities throughout the day for a few hours. There's one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and one in the evening. So the parents can kind of enjoy their alone time as well. So it's a great program that we have. And again, it's during the summer months, typically Alaska and Europe, but we do open it up to other destinations as well if it's during the summer. Evening entertainment, so many lounges, so many things going on. I mean, you would think mid-sized ship, you know, it can't be too exciting, right? But it can get pretty interesting. You know, we do have a couple late night lounges such as this one, right? This is the Explorer Lounge in the Seven Seas Explorer. Spent some quality time here, I must say, a couple weeks ago. But the hours of operation for this lounge is 5 p.m. to late. So take that as you will. Basically, they wait till, you know, the last guest is ready to leave, and they, you know, they close up shop, but it can get pretty late there, I must say. So there's a nice little dance floor. It's pretty intimate, it's pretty small, but they have karaoke there, and it gets loud. And what's great is there's absolutely no suites on the top or the bottom of this lounge. So you can be as loud as you want to. You're not going to bother anyone. And it's right across the hallway from our casino. And we do have a casino on all of our ships as well. And it's also right next to Compass Rose, which is our flagship restaurant. The Broadway shows that we showcase every night at 9:30 p.m. is absolutely amazing. And in Alaska, they had one every single night. I don't think they took a night off. There was always some crazy, beautiful, big production. So I highly suggest trying not to miss those and get a good seat, which there's not a bad seat in the house, I must say. But almost the entire ship can fit in that theater. So I wouldn't miss it for sure. It's just absolutely stunning. The entertainment team, you know, we are a part of Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings. So it's great that we get to take advantage of that Norwegian Cruise Line entertainment tools, right? So all of the entertainers for all three of our brands under the umbrella actually train in Tampa together. So they do these productions, and they're all kind of similar, but obviously much bigger. Depending on the size of the ship and the size of the stage, it's all a little bit different, but just stunning. So here's that casino I spoke about earlier, and so that can get a little bit late as well. And our guest lecturers on board. This is so fun, you know, learning about the destination or the port of call that you're going to hit the next day, right? I learned so much about glaciers and icebergs, and how there aren't any icebergs in Alaska. They're called Berkey bits, you know, because they're not technically an iceberg, but there's, you know, all the glaciers and like what how the ice moves, and, you know, what that blue hue of ice really means, and just learning about the destination is just absolutely amazing. So we also, along with lecturing, we have spotlight voyages, right? So if you select departures, which I did add a flyer for our spotlight voyages through 2025 here that you can download. But it could be bridge, it could be public broadcasting, it could be Broadway. And most recently, we're highlighting one of our brand pillars, which is culinary, right? And our food. And that Seven Seas Explorer June 21st sailing right there on the left, that was my sailing. So I got to meet Chef Mark Bittman, who has 30 books, you know, out there, and he's you probably know him, and I got to meet him and hear his lectures on sustainability and farming, and I did an Epicurean tour later that he joined, and he himself was learning so much on that tour as well. So it's cool, because then you get a chance to, you know, have these private conversations with these celebrity chefs, which is super fun. So again, Epicurean that connection with people and the chefs that are on board. We did a segmentation study a couple years ago during the pandemic, while we had a lot of time on our hands, about the different personality types of our guests. And we do have so many, right? The demographics, it's much more than age, net worth, all of that, it's about their hobbies and their reasons to travel. And we've come to find out that no matter what the personality, those are very similar. And, 44% of our clients consider themselves to be wine collectors, and almost 50% consider fine dining a hobby, which, to be honest, that's me. I would put myself in there. And so it doesn't matter what the age is. It's really, what are they willing to spend a little bit of money on? And then use that, when you're talking with them about, hey, what do you think about Regent Seven Seas Cruises? Let me tell you, do you enjoy fine dining and fine wines? Let me tell you about the restaurants on Regent Seven Seas Cruises. Compass Rose, I showed you a couple pictures, right? Flagship restaurant, huge. Open dining, walk in, dine with whomever, whenever you want to, which is amazing. Five-course dining. I mean, the menu is impeccable. It's always different. It has a few things that are in there that's always there. And then it'll pull in a few things from the specialty restaurants too, if you want a steak or if you want a burger. So you can have a little bit different every single night if you dined in there. Prime 7, steakhouse and seafood restaurant. We spoke about that a little bit. Pacific Rim. This is on the Explorer class only, right? 3 ships. It is our Pan-Asian restaurant, and absolutely delicious. It is the only restaurant on Regent Seven Seas Cruises to have a completely all-female staff, which is awesome. Super fun to go in there and chat with the waitresses, and they do such a fantastic job in there. Chartreuse is our French-inspired restaurant, which is on all ships except for our most intimate Seven Seas Navigator. La Veranda, again, I mentioned open for breakfast and lunch, which turns into Seti Mare, which is the next one, which is our Italian restaurant, completely open dining, and again has that open air off the back of the ship. Make sure your clients go there and get a beautiful table on a warm evening as they're leaving a port of call and the sun is going down. You have to do it. And then also our pool grill is open for lunch as well. Great casual setting to have a burger or maybe, some fish, some pizza, a beer, some wine, and, take a look at you're kind of in that pool area, giant floor to ceiling windows that you can kind of see the port of call when you get back from your shore excursion, and in-suite dining. Cannot stress enough, the in-suite dining is amazing. Ordering breakfast in bed every morning. I mean, I try to get out and have an incredible breakfast at one of the restaurants, but it's so tough when it can just be delivered to your suite on time and they put the tablecloth down. You can dine outside on your balcony. It's amazing. Eggs Benedict, you gotta have it. And you can have Oh, thank you so much. Sorry about that, everyone. I think I got muted there. So nobody wants to hear about in-suite dining anymore. Come on. No, but it's absolutely amazing. We have 24-hour in-suite dining. So there is that menu, but then also at dinner, if you want to just hang out, if you've done 2 included shore excursions and you are just done, you can have the Compass Rose menu brought to you course by course in your room. I mean, it's magnificent. So highly recommend doing that one of the evenings as well. So Epicurean enrichment. So I was mentioning to you a tour that I did. I was on that enrichment, on that Epicurean spotlight cruise a few weeks ago. And I did this middle one right here in Ketchikan, which was a chef-led Hump Island oyster farm, which was so much fun. And it can really be, it's a kind of a local tour as well, go local. You know, it was a very small group. I think there was only maybe 15 of us. Or less. And we took a nice little boat ride over to this oyster farm. And I'm not sure if you know this, but the waters in Alaska are too cold to make babies of oysters. So they order the babies from Hawaii, and then, but the temperature of the water is absolutely perfect for growing oysters. It does take 2 years to grow a full oyster, but they have so many crates on crates on crates. They just have them in these crates in the middle of the water, and they just grow like crazy there. So we learned all about that, as well as having a tasting at the end. And then we took the boat back and then did a nice salmon cooking class, salmon soup cooking class afterwards. So it was so much fun. So yeah, the different tours that we have with Regent are just amazing. So let's talk a little bit about destinations, right? So where do we go? Everywhere. We go over to 500 destinations all over the world. So the world is actually your oyster. So yeah, so wherever your client's desire is, we pretty much go there, and immersing themselves with shore excursions, whether it's small group, go local, gourmet explore tours, wellness tours, or maybe they want to do something private. They want to spend just a little bit of money of their shipboard credit, maybe, that they're going to get from a public promotion that we offer, maybe a group that you offer, or maybe a national account amenity. And they can use, you know, that when they're on the ship, they can use that shipboard credit to create something private. And we have a amazing destination services team on board, ready and willing to make that happen for you. You can do it ahead of time, or even while they're on the ship themselves. Pre and post cruise land programs, overland programs, hotel programs, overnights. Absolutely, one of my favorite things is to find an itinerary that you're overnighting in a port of call, because you can literally immerse yourself in the evening, in the nightlife, having dinner at a local restaurant. How fun is that? We go to over 350 UNESCO World Heritage Sites as well. And I wanted to showcase one of my major things I wanted to go over is our new season's launch through 2026, guys. We just launched that a few weeks ago, actually on June 21st, which is when I embarked on the Seven Seas Explorer. 124 in-port overnights. How amazing. We add more and more every single launch. So highly recommend finding an itinerary like that. 29 brand new ports of call and 5 grand voyages. So I just wanted to very briefly go over each of the ships and kind of what they're doing. Seven Seas Grandeur is going to be doing some Europe and then doing a transatlantic to do some Caribbean. So if your clients, you know, want to use the Grandeur as their destination, maybe they're in Florida and they just want to try her out, she will be here in the Caribbean for this new season's launch. Seven Seas Splendor is going to be also in the Med, but then for the first time ever, she's going to be doing Canada and New England, and I have never done that destination, and that's a bucket list, although it's local, right? It's right around the corner from here in Florida, so I would love to be on the Seven Seas Splendor and be a part of that fall foliage, beautiful color landscape part of the United States. And then she's going to be coming down south and doing a drive-by next to Antarctica and the Chilean fjords. Remember, we are not an expedition cruise line, so we can't actually get on foot on Antarctica, but we certainly can pass right by her. You can see her beauty, her vastness, a lot of the wildlife, the penguins, the whales, the sea lions. You'll still be able to see that, but we just won't be actually setting foot on her. But you can still mark it off your bucket list. So the beautiful Seven Seas Splendor will be doing that. Explorer will be continuing into her 3rd Alaska season. So she's in Alaska right now. She will be next year and then here in 2025 as well. Then she'll pop over to East Asia and also do a little bit of New Zealand and Australia. Seven Seas Voyager, this is going to be so fun. She is going to be doing Norway and the fjords and then coming down and crossing the Suez Canal to do Luxor in Dubai, and then Madagascar. What a fabulous itinerary for Seven Seas Voyager. Very excited for her debut in that exotic area. Seven Seas Mariner will be doing a lot of Caribbean, Panama Canals, so that's usually a bucket list item. So take a look at some of those itineraries, but also a lot of Europe and those transatlantic crossings that I want to do so much with those sea days. And then finally, our most intimate ship, the Seven Seas Navigator, is also going to be pretty exotic herself. She's going to be doing Stockholm and Amsterdam to start, but then doing some Southeast Asia, Bali, Australia with the Great Barrier Reef, and then some South Pacific seascapes. So again, she's going to be in some really beautiful areas as well. So take a look at her itineraries. Grand voyages, if your clients have a lot of time on their hands and they're looking for something that's anywhere between 61 to 117 nights, take a look at these grand voyages. Europe, Asia, anywhere in these exotic, going from one exotic area to another, just some beautiful itineraries here. And then our 2026 World Cruise, we decided to break her up a little bit to make some of these beautiful itineraries. Honolulu to Papeete, Auckland to Bali, Singapore to Cape Town, beautiful itineraries. So make sure if your clients want a little taste of what it's like to be on a world cruise, take a look at some of these smaller itineraries. Here are those beautiful new ports I was talking about. Madagascar, holy moly, 5 new ports of call there that we haven't been for the last launch. A lot of Asia, even St. Croix in the Caribbean. A little bit of Greece and Italy, but look at the Northern Europe. We're really diving into Greenland and Iceland and Norway and Sweden, a few in Australia as well. But I definitely have been seeing a huge market for Iceland and Greenland and that area. So you can tell that we're listening. So we're definitely taking advantage of some of those new ports of call. Let's see. There we go. Overnights, again, my favorite. The overnight that I was a part of a few years ago was Istanbul, and just diving into the nightlife, having dinner at a restaurant, having those Turkish delights in Turkey. I mean, it was just magical. So highly suggest one of these overnights. Montreal, Vietnam, Jerusalem. How incredible to spend a whole night in Jerusalem, Bora Bora, even the Seychelles, just some beautiful overnight cities here to take advantage of. Now, I'm going to end it with our last pillar, which is our crew and our staff on board. Again, I can't stress enough that they really are the heartbeat of our brand. And although I'm going to sit here and talk about what your clients are going to see when they get on board, these are the people that are going to drive it home. And these are the people that you're going to hear them when they come back from their trip. You're going to say, oh, how was your cruise on Regent? They're going to say, oh my gosh, we met our butler. He was the best. He's from India and his family does this. And he's going to be on the Seven Seas Splendor next summer. And they fall in love with our team on board. They truly are family. And I wanted to showcase one more short little video that is one of our captains on the Seven Seas Splendor. We did these videos called The Heart of What We Do, and it started in the pandemic when our clients were like, how is so-and-so, and did they make it home to their families? And I just, how did they get, and then it just turned into this whole thing of, how did they get started with maritime? Like why cruising, and where are they from, and how did they start with Regent, and why are they so passionate about travel? And so I just wanted to showcase our most recent one that was just debuted a couple months ago. So let me see if I can play it for you real quick.
My name is Luciano Montesanto and I'm the captain of the Seven Seas Splendor. I've been working for Regent for 7 years. I started as staff captain and I'm now very proud that I made it to captain of the Seven Seas Splendor. I live in East Coast Calabria, in my hometown Crotone. That's where my whole family is based. I knew that something was connecting me with the sea. I went to a specific school at the age of 14 and I started sailing the day after my 19th birthday, and I never looked back. It's incredible with Regent how we travel around the world. I do have a passion in photography. Also, if I wouldn't be a captain, most probably I would have liked to be a professional photographer. So everywhere I go, I try to catch as many memories as I can through photographs. As a captain, it is the most important thing to be surrounded by a team of professionals, because you're not always there. It is the most important thing to have a good team. Another important side of my job is also to be seen by guests, to be around, to be approachable. They are part of our family. One of my favorite parts of the job is the captain's welcome. That's when we greet all the guests. That's when we can kind of break the ice and set the tone and meet and introduce all the team on board. The perfect day for me, it's a sea day with blue sky and calm water and seeing the faces of our happy guests, perché questo è il cuore di ciò che facciamo. Because that's the heart of what we do.
Yes, so obviously he loves those sea days as well. But it's so nice to kind of hear from our staff and our crew on board, just kind of how they got started. So I wanted to share that, and we have tons of those videos on our website as well. So I did want to, I know I only have a few minutes left, but I wanted to showcase our website and where you can find those tools. And if you are, familiar with that, I'm going to do it live. Sometimes I have slides on it, but I feel like this might really kind of showcase how easy it really is to find those tools. So if you go to www.rssc.com, you're going to find our most public offer available right there. And I'm not going to go into the offers because I know this will be recorded for many months. So we'll have something exciting going on while you're watching this. But you can find your cruise right here, select a destination, calendar date, or even if they're wanting a specific ship, you can find a cruise right here. You can view all of our offers right here if you click on this landing page, and it'll showcase every single one of our offers that we have going on right now. Any of the campaigns that I spoke about will be right here, whether it's our brand new ship, our value comparisons, ordering a brochure, our Epicurean campaign, Unrivaled Space at Sea, if you want to highlight that for your clients, any of the videos of our staff and crew, as well as videos of our clients, right? Your clients, our guests, talking about why they love Regent. What a beautiful way to showcase that to your clients. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, you're going to find the resources. And if you click on Travel Partner Center, it's going to take you to a page where you log in. If you haven't created an account, super easy. Go ahead and fill that in here. If you already have an account, you just go ahead and log in with your email address and your password, and it'll log you right into our Travel Partner Center, where it'll give you a few options of things to select from, including sales resources, promotions, and even taking our university right here. Super easy, right? You can even make a booking right here. We always would recommend that you call our reservations team because they're amazing at what they do. But if there is a queue, you can always make a reservation here. All of your existing bookings should populate here if you've looked them up already. Otherwise, you will have to look it up if you've already made the reservation with reservations. You can find it here, and then it'll populate up here for you. Marketing Central is my favorite thing that I always like to highlight. You have all the free marketing to your heart's content right here. It starts with any type of public promotions that we have going on. These are all toolkits, products, right? So you can, Voyage Collection Debut, if you click on that, it will give you the PDF of the brochure, banner ads, and even a video down here that you can forward to your clients. We also have other toolkits like single supplements. We also have prospecting programs such as emails. If you have clients that have never sailed on Regent and you want to just touch base with them about maybe it might be a great idea to try us out, here's a suggested email timeline of these 4 emails to send to your clients. Introduction, destination, bright inclusions, and unrivaled space at sea. You can design your own flyers by brand or voyage. You can create web banners, social media. You can curate an email for your clients. Any images that are owned by Regent, you download to your heart's content, as well as videos and advisor resources such as deck plans. And you can also order brochures here as well. So I just wanted to kind of highlight that for you via live. Now, our entire sales team is waiting by for any questions that you might have. So I know you probably know many of these friendly faces here. If you don't know who your sales representative is, we have 8 fields in the US and Canada. We have 5 business development managers. We have 2 strategic directors and a plethora of leadership team to support you, as well as my team, which is the account executives and sales support. But if you are unfamiliar with who your salesperson is, this is our email address for my team, RSSC, salesassoc@rssc.com, or our phone number, 866-720-4111. You can reach out to us and we will make sure that you get connected to your salesperson. So with that, with over 30 years of unraveled experiences, thank you so much, and thank you to CLIA for allowing me to talk with you today. And if there's any questions, Joe, I'll let you see if anybody has any specific questions for me right now.
Brenna, thank you so much for that great webinar. We do have one question here that is pertaining to the dress code on board. Are there any requirements, implied, relaxed? Could you speak about that really quickly?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's a great question too. And sorry I didn't mention it before. We are getting more casual. It's still country club casual in the evenings. So at 6:30 on in the public areas and the restaurants, it is, you know, slacks, collared shirt. You don't need a jacket for the gentlemen. For the ladies, we just ask no denim, no shorts, no flip-flops. But other than that, just a nice dress, even a sundress works. But yeah, just a collared shirt for guys.
Great, thank you so much for touching on that. We are wrapping up here with just 1 minute left. So if anyone else has any further questions, please reach out to Regent using their sales associates email and phone number that they have here. Again, you can find the recording of this webinar on CLIA's YouTube channel, CLIA Global. So yes, thank you for a great webinar, Brenna.
Thank you so much, Joe, and thank you, Dean, and the entire CLIA team. I really appreciate that, and thank you all for joining me today, and I will see you next time.
All right.